God, when will you turn your anger away from me? But for those of us who are reading from an outsider's perspective, we know that it was actually the opposite. God wasn't angry at Job. God was actually, he loved Job so much, and that he wanted Satan even to see how strong of a faith Job had that God gave. So Jesus, in doing this, the woman is fear and trembling, not sure what's about to happen. Aware of what had happened to her, came and fell down before him and told him the whole truth. And I'm sure she didn't just say, oh, I was healed of my bleeding. No, she had 12 years of story to share. The whole truth includes all the time that she was hemorrhaging, bleeding, cast out from the synagogue, separated from her Jewish family and friends for 12 whole years. She would have shared everything. And by this time, the crowd was probably getting angry. Some of the crowd probably got angry at the woman. Oh, I remember her. She touched me. Now I'm unclean too. Or even Jairus, like, my daughter needs healing. We need to get a hurry and a move on. But Jesus is taking his time. How does he respond to her? Not in condemnation, but with great compassion and great love. He says to her in verse 34, "Daughter, your faith has saved you. Go in peace and be healed of your affliction." Jesus wanted to teach this woman that I don't want you to just pray for and seek healing, physical healing. I have something much more to give you. Myself. A relationship with the Christ, the Messiah. She didn't understand at this point, but the one who was able to heal her physically would also be the one who can forgive her, and who has, as we see here, forgiven her of her sins. All those years that you were just feeling so unworthy because of your uncleanness, you are unworthy. But go in peace from your physical affliction. Go in peace even in your relationship with God and with the people of God, because your faith has saved you. That same word here, saved, is to save as in salvation, saved. And it's used in that meaning here. Go in peace and be healed of your affliction. And why can Jesus do that? Yeah, maybe he can heal, like doctors today can heal illnesses, but why can Jesus call someone a son or a daughter? It's because he would be the same person going on the mission to die on the cross for sinners, for all who would believe in him. It's this woman and this good official. The good official and the unclean woman are both sinners, and they need a savior for their sins. And Jesus would show himself to be that person. Jesus is able to heal because he's the Son of God, and Jesus is also able to forgive her sins because he would later on go and die in her place, but not only her place, anyone's place who would believe in him as Lord and Savior. So we see Jesus in total control. Even in an interruption, we see his compassion, making time even for a social outcast, an unclean woman that no one else would come near. He is the Christ, the Son of God. She asked just for touch a piece of his clothes. Jairus asked just to heal it's not just, it's a big request, right? Just to heal his daughter from death. But Jesus had something much more than healing to give to these two. And it's not because of their great faith. These two did not come to him because they believe that he is able to save them from their sins. They came for something great, that Jesus can heal them physically. But we see in the grace of God, he had something much greater than they could even imagine to give to them. Salvation that day in himself. So if you don't know Jesus today, come to Jesus. It's not about having great faith, but faith in the great God. So, well, let's come to our time of worship for the final song before we close.